Nala never planned to meet love that Saturday morning. In fact, she had even sworn off men for a while because the last one, Juma, almost finished her with lies. She told her friends, Asha and Zuri, that she was focusing on her work, her God, and her peace of mind. Even though deep down, she still prayed that maybe, just maybe, a good man would find her. And then, on one of those raining mornings when the clouds looked angry as if they were determined to disgrace everybody that stepped outside, Nala got dressed, carried her umbrella and headed to the market because her fridge was empty. "If I don't cook today, hunger will kill me before heartbreak," she muttered to herself, dragging her feet through puddles. By the time she got to Baraka's tomato stall, the rain had increased and people were squeezing themselves under umbrellas and market shades. Nala's umbrella was already leaking from one corner, but she stood there trying to pick good tomatoes. "Baraka, why are you charging me as if I am buying from supermarkets?" Nala complained. Baraka, the bald tomato seller, licked his lips and said, "Nala, if you want cheap tomato, go to Jumal's store down the road. But if you want fine tomato that can make your stew shine, buy from me. Beauty is not cheap." Nala hissed, "Baraka, every time you see me, you want to chop my eye. If you like, call it beauty. Just know I will not pay more than 1,000. As they argued, a tall man in a fitted shirt walked up with an umbrella and stood beside her. His voice came like thunder, but it was smooth. "Give her the tomatoes for 1,000, Baraka. Don't be wicked. If you refuse, I will pay for her myself." Everyone turned. Nala turned too, and her eyes widened. The man was fine in a rugged way. He had broad shoulders, confident eyes, and a clean haircut. His smile flashed like lightning, and the umbrella he held covered both of them at once. "Who are you?" Baraka asked. "Simba," he replied, "and lions don't watch when queens are cheated." Nala burst out laughing so loud that she bent forward. "Ah, so your name is really Simba, like lion?" Simba nodded. "Yes, and just like lion, I protect my pride." Baraka rolled his eyes and snatched the tomatoes into a nylon. "Fine, take it for 1,000, but don't come and be forming hero here every time. Nala, tell your lion to go and find his own market woman." "Baraka," Nala shouted, laughing again. "Leave my lion alone. Oh. He has come at the right time." The other women in the stall began giggling too. Mama Zuri, the fish seller, shouted from the corner, Nala, your prayers has been answered. Oh. Rain-washed husband to your feet." Nala felt her cheeks heating up and she quickly tried to act serious. Please, don't mind them. Thank you for helping me." Simba looked at her and smiled. "Helping you? No. The rain only gave me the chance to meet you. I should be the one thanking God." Nala's chest skipped and she looked away, pretending to adjust her bag. Smooth talker. As the rain poured harder, Simba insisted on holding her umbrella and carrying her bag for her. "A queen should not suffer in the rain while a lion is watching," he said, as he carried the heavy nylon as if it was a feather. They stood together waiting for the rain to stop, and Simba kept cracking jokes, teasing her about how she fought over tomato like a warrior. "You are strong, but you are also soft," he said with a grin. "That is a dangerous combination. No man can resist it." Nala laughed until her sides hurt. For the first time in a long while, she felt seen. Not as someone to manage, not as a woman desperate to marry, but as a queen like he called her. When the rain finally reduced, Simba walked her to the bus stop. He refused to leave until she boarded. But before she entered, he asked for her number. Nala rolled her eyes. "Simba, we just met. What if you are dangerous?" Simba placed his hand on his chest dramatically. "Dangerous? Only to anyone who tries to take you from me. But for you, I am as safe as milk." Nala laughed again and finally gave him her number. He saved it in her presence as Nala, my queen. She shook her head, blushing. Don't rush. We just met. Simba winked. A lion does not crawl when he sees what he wants. That night, Nala laid on her bed and kept smiling at her ceiling. She hugged her pillow and whispered into the dark, "Simba, my lion." In the first few weeks of meeting Simba, Nala felt like she was floating in some romantic movie, the type she and her friends used to watch on late-night African Magic. She could not believe this was her life. She had a man who called her queen at every opportunity, a man who sent good morning messages before even brushing his teeth, and who texted her good night prayers like a pastor preaching through WhatsApp. It was sweet, but in the sweetness were little things that Nala did not recognize yet, because her heart was too busy dancing. Simba would call her at work 3, 4, sometimes even 5 times in one day. At first, it was flattering. One Tuesday morning, he called and asked, "Have you eaten?" Nala giggled and turned her chair so her colleagues wouldn't overhear. "Simba, it's only 9 a.m. Which food am I eating again?" "You should not wait until afternoon," Simba said. "Queens don't skip breakfast." Nala rolled her eyes, even though she was smiling. So you want me to be adding weight like Mama Zuri at the fish stall? No, thank you." Simba laughed so loudly that she had to move the phone from her ear. He said, "Even if you add weight, I will still carry you like a feather." Her stomach fluttered. She ended the call quickly before her boss, Mr. Nwangi, caught her. At lunch, when she finally ate rice and beans from the office canteen, Simba called again. "Have you eaten?" he asked without greeting. Nala laughed. "You are worse than my mother." "I am eating, oh. Are you satisfied now?" "Yes," he said, and his tone softened. "If you are fine, then I am fine." Nala smiled dreamily. However, when he called the 3rd time that afternoon, and the 4th, and the 5th, she began to frown. "Simba, I am at work, please. My boss is around. Do you want me to lose my job?" "I am just checking," Simba replied. "Why are you raising your voice? Is someone there distracting you?" "No," Nala quickly said. "It's just that you've called 5 times in one day. And is that a problem? Should I leave you for wolves to snatch?" Now, the way he said it made her laugh again. That Friday, Simba suggested that they should meet properly outside Market Wahala. He said he wanted to take her to a small restaurant at Tanga where they sold delicious grilled fish. When Nala arrived wearing a beautiful yellow gown with small flowery designs, Simba's eyes nearly popped out. "Nala, do you want to scatter everywhere today? You didn't warn me." Nala blushed and lowered her eyes. "It's just a cloth. I wear it all the time." "No," Simba said firmly. "From now on, don't wear it outside unless I am with you. Other men don't deserve to see you like this." Nala laughed nervously. So you have started controlling my wardrobe?" Simba smiled and touched her hand. "Not control, my queen. It's protection. You don't understand how men think. I know this because I am a man." Nala paused and then smiled. Fine, I'll keep it for you." Inside the restaurant, they ordered coconut rice and grilled fish. As they ate, Simba told endless stories about his plans to expand his logistic business, about how he would soon be importing trucks from Dubai, and about how all his life he had known he was meant to be great. "What about you?" he suddenly asked. Nala blinked. "Me? I am just working small in an office, although I'm planning to save for a master's next year." Simba shook his head. "Forget school. It is a waste of time for women. A woman only needs to be wise at home. If you marry me, your masters will be managing me." Nala laughed, thinking he was joking. "You and your big mouth, please eat your fish." But his eyes were serious. Still, she just looked away, telling herself that men always talked rubbish sometimes. The first time Simba met her friends, it was a Saturday afternoon. Asha had invited Nala for a girls' hangout at her apartment, and Nala insisted on bringing Simba along. "He's part of my life now," she stubbornly said when Zuri raised her eyebrows. When they arrived, Simba entered like a queen, greeting everyone loudly and shaking hands as if they had paid him. He sat with his legs spread wide, talking about politics, football, business, everything. The girls listened politely, but Asha noticed how he dismissed every opinion that wasn't his. I think women are making progress in politics these days, Zuri said, but Simba laughed and waved his hand. Progress, please. Politics is not for women. You people are too emotional. Imagine a woman president crying during a war. No, please. Leave it for men. Nala laughed awkwardly, squeezing Zuri's hand under the table. He's just joking, she whispered. But Zuri wasn't convinced. Later, when Simba went to the balcony to answer a call, Asha leaned close. Nala, this man is proud, oh, be careful. Nala frowned. Can't you people just be happy for me for once? You've been praying for me to find a man. Now I have found one and you are still complaining. Zuri sighed. We are only saying what we see. We know you like him, but please open your eyes. Nala waved them off. He's different with me. You'll see. That evening, as Simba drove her home, he suddenly asked, what were you and your friends whispering about when I stepped out? Nala's heart jumped. Nothing, just girl talk. Simba's jaw tightened. I don't like secrecy. If you are mine, everything must be open. Nala forced a smile. It's nothing serious, Simba. Don't worry. He turned to her with a smile, but his eyes remained hard. Okay, but remember, I don't like being left out. The next Sunday, Nala dressed in a bright fitted skirt and white blouse for church. As she was leaving the house, Simba stopped her at the gate. Where are you going looking like that? To church now. What is wrong with my clothes? The skirt is too tight, he said. Every man will be looking at your lips. Nala raised her voice. So I should wear sack. Even sack men will still look. Simba chuckled and pulled her close. Don't argue, my queen. I know what I am saying. Next time, wear something longer and bigger. Or let me choose your dress. Nala sighed but allowed him to peck her forehead. Fine, you win. In church, she sat fuming silently, asking herself why she gave in so easily. But later that afternoon, when Simba cooked ugali and yamachoma for her, yes, he cooked and served it with fresh juice, she laughed and forgot about it. Now, Simba continued choking Nala with calls, texts and surprise visits. At first, Nala was flattered because no man had ever pursued her with such intensity. Every morning, her phone vibrated at exactly 6:30 a.m. Wake up, my queen, Simba's deep voice would say. Don't let the sun rise before you. A lioness must wake with the dawn. At first, Nala laughed and told her friends, see, this man is turning me into a military recruit. Because secretly, she loved the attention. It felt like devotion and care until it began to choke. One morning, when she overslept and didn't answer his call, she woke up to 12 missed calls and 5 voice notes. She pressed play and froze. The first voice note was, Nala, are you ignoring me? The second was, you think I won't notice you are online but not answering me? Remember, I know your tricks. The third was, silence for 5 seconds, then a sigh. After which he asked, maybe you are with someone else, is that why? The fourth was, if you don't want me, tell me now, I will walk away. Finally, the fifth voice note was, okay, sorry, maybe you were tired, I just love you too much. Nala sat on her bed, rubbing her eyes. This man is really dramatical, she muttered, but instead of confronting him, she called back and apologized. Sorry, Simba, I overslept. Simba's voice melted immediately. My queen, don't scare me like that again. I was losing my mind. Her heart softened and she ignored again. However, the jealousy became clearer when they went shopping together at the markets. Nala wanted to buy onions, so she stopped at Jumal's stall. Jumal was her old schoolmate and former boyfriend, who still teased her like before. Nala, you are looking younger every day. What is your secret? New man? He joked, not knowing that her lion was standing right behind. Before Nala could even reply, Simba stepped forward with his chest puffed. Yes, she has a new man. Me, her only man. So reduce the way you look at her. Juma laughed awkwardly. Relax, bro. I was just joking. Simba didn't laugh. He dropped money on the table, grabbed the onions and pulled Nala away. As they walked, Nala hissed, "Why are you behaving like that? Juma is just an old friend." Old friend, old flame, old nonsense, Simba muttered. Men don't joke for nothing. He was eyeing you. Nala threw her hands up. Eyeing me in a dirty market with onions? Simba, please. Later that evening, after he held her face gently and said, I only get jealous because I love you too much. I can't stand another man near you. Her anger melted like ice in fire. Again. She whispered, okay, I understand. One Sunday afternoon, Asha invited them to a barbecue at her cousin's house. Everyone was there. Friends, cousins, church members. People were playing Ludo in one corner. Music was blasting from a speaker and children were chasing balloons. Nala wore a flowy blue gown that swirled when she walked. As she danced playfully with Zuri, Simba walked up and whispered in her ear, Stop dancing like that. Your waist is moving too much. Nala turned in confusion. But I'm just having fun with Zuri. His eyes were cold. Men are staring. You are embarrassing me. Nala's cheeks burned and she sat down immediately. Zuri frowned. What happened? Why did you stop? Nala forced a smile. I am tired. Later, Asha's cousin Omari cracked a joke about marriage. Nala, you better marry Simba quick before another woman snatches him. Everyone laughed. Then Simba smirked and said, Don't worry, Omari. She can't go anywhere. Even if she tries, she knows no man will understand her the way I do. The table rolled with laughter. Nala laughed too, but her stomach twisted. That night, she lay awake on her bed replaying his words. No man will understand you the way I do. It sounded sweet in public, but alone in the dark, it felt like a warning. Sadly, the control continued in the same pattern and seeped into small things. One evening, Nala was dressing for midweek service. She wore a fitted blouse and long skirts. But as she reached for her earrings, Simba, who had come to pick her up, frowned. Those earrings are too big. You are not going to a fashion parade. Remove them. Nala pouted. But they match my blouse. Simba stepped closer and lowered his voice. Do you want men to keep staring, Nala? I am protecting you. Nala sighed, removed them and dropped them on the table. At church, Simba proudly held her hand during worship, singing loudly off-key. Everyone smiled at the lovely couple, but only Nala knew that she had just lost another little battle. Meanwhile, her friends had started to notice the change. Zuri called one evening. Nala, you are not as free as before. Every time we want to hang out, you say Simba doesn't like it. Wait, are you in a relationship or prison? Nala laughed. Zuri, don't exaggerate. He just cares. Care or control? Zuri asked. Control-k? No, he's just protective. There was silence for some seconds. Then Zuri said, just be careful. Red flags don't turn white after wedding. Nala's chest tightened. She ended the call quickly, muttering, these girls will never understand. However, deep inside, a seed of doubt was growing. She remembered what her mother used to say. When a man loves you too much in words, look carefully at what his actions are saying. Simba's actions were saying something, but Nala wasn't just ready to listen yet. She told herself over and over, he will change. He's just going through a confirmation phase. It's because he loves me. And so, each red flag that was shown to her was folded neatly and tucked away like a dirty laundry hidden under the bed whenever guests came. The deeper Nala sank into Simba's world, the more she realized that his love came with rules. It was like a contract she hadn't signed but somehow was already bound to. Every day had a test. If she picked his call on the first ring, he would say, "That is my queen, always ready for me." But if she delayed for 2 seconds, he would sigh and say, "So, who was keeping you busy this time?" At first, she thought it was his own way of teasing, but slowly it began to sting. One afternoon, she stopped by the market to buy pepper and onions alone. Baraka was at his stall, fanning himself with a piece of carton. Nala, today you are glowing. Love is working, eh? Baraka teased. Nala laughed. Please leave me alone. Well, she didn't know Simba, her lion, was standing right behind her. Baraka, Simba said sharply, don't talk to her like that again. Glow or no glow, she's mine. Baraka blinked and raised his palm. But I was only joking now. Don't joke with my queen, Simba cut him off, pulling Nala's hands. On the way home, Nala muttered, why did you talk to Baraka like that? He's harmless. Simba frowned. That is how men start. Today, he says you are glowing. Tomorrow, he will say you are sweet. Nala, don't be naive. Nala tried to laugh it off, but her laughter sounded fake, even to her. Then, the gaslighting became a routine. One evening, Simba and Nala were talking about her dream of going abroad for her masters. Simba, you know I have been saving small. Maybe next year I will apply for the masters, she said excitedly. Simba leaned back in his chair and chuckled. Masters? Abroad? Hey, Nala, you think those Oyibo people are waiting for you? You better face reality. Her smile faded. Simba, why do you always dismiss me? Simba shook his head, almost as if he was pitying her. You see, this is the problem. You take everything as insult. I did not dismiss you. I am just telling you the truth. That is why you need me to balance your emotions. But it hurts when you say it like that, Nala said. Hurts? Nala, you're just too sensitive. That is why I said women can't handle big things like politics or business. Only one small comment and you're already crying. Well, thank God you have me. And just like that, she began to doubt herself. At Asha's house one evening, the girls were playing Ludo and eating roasted corn. Simba joined them as usual. Zuri then joked, Simba, don't let Nala cheat in Ludo. She always hides her dice. Simba smirked. Of course she will cheat. Women always cheat in Ludo, in small things, and even in life. That is why women must keep an eye on them. The laughter around the table was loud, but Nala's heart sank. She forced a smile, pretending to sip water. Later, when she confronted him, Simba shrugged. Why are you angry? It was just a joke. Do you want me to look weak in front of your friends? Relax, my queen, you're overthinking. And somehow, she ended up apologizing for being upset. Even her family noticed. One Sunday, her auntie, Mama T, cornered her after church. Nala, the older woman, said, I see how Simba looks at you. That is not love. It is ownership. Be careful. Marriage does not change character. It only makes it bigger. Nala smiled weakly. Mama T, you don't know him like I do. He is rough outside, but soft with me. Mama T shook her head. A lion is still a lion, even when it smiles. Don't say you were not warned. Nala laughed and thanked her, but deep down, her chest tightened. Unfortunately, Simba didn't even try to hide his closet of red flags. He continued to wave them at every opportunity he got. The first subtle humiliation happened at a small dinner with Simba's friends. They were all seated around a table, talking loudly until someone asked Simba what kind of wife he wanted. Simba grinned and pointed at Nala. This one. But I tell her every day she must learn to be calm. Nala likes to argue. Sometimes I think she wants to wear the trousers in the house. The men burst out laughing. Nala laughed too, but her cheeks burned. When they were alone, she said, Simba, why did you say that? You made me look foolish. Simba raised an eyebrow. Foolish, please. It was a harmless banter. You are just too sensitive. Next time, laugh with us and stop spoiling the mood. And once again, she swallowed her hurts. But her inner conflicts grew louder with every passing week. One night, she lay awake staring at the ceiling fan as her thoughts did a wild race. Her heart said something was wrong, but her head insisted he would change. He's just in a phase. He loves me. She turned and looked at Simba, who was snoring beside her with his heavy arm across her waist. She whispered to herself, I have seen the signs, but maybe love can cover them. The truth was that Nala wasn't ready to listen, and by the 5th month, Simba had fully crowned himself as the center of Nala's universe. He wanted to know where she was every hour, who she was with, what she was wearing, what she was eating, and even what she was thinking. If her phone beeped and she didn't answer immediately, his calls would flood in like rain on a leaking roof. One Tuesday afternoon, Nala was in the office kitchen making tea when her colleague Musa walked in. Mama Nala, Musa greeted playfully. See your dress today. You are shining as if you swallowed the sun. Nala laughed as she stirred her tea. Musa, please leave me before your wife will come and fight me. Musa chuckled and left. That was a harmless conversation until that evening when Simba picked her up from work. Who is Musa? He suddenly asked as he drove. Nala blinked. Musa, he's my colleague. Why? I don't like the way he looked at you. You think I did not notice today? Nala frowned. He only greeted me in the kitchen. What are you talking about? Simba tightened his grip on the steering wheel. Nala, you even stayed with him in the kitchen? How many times do I need to teach you that men don't greet like that? They greet with their eyes. Don't tell me you did not see it. Nala threw her hands up. Simba, please. Not everything is a threat. Can't I even laugh with my colleagues? Simba sighed dramatically and shook his head. One day, you will thank me for protecting you. For now, just trust me. Stay away from him. See, Nala wanted to argue, but his tone was final. One evening, while they were cooking together in her kitchen, Nala tried to talk to him. She casually said, Simba, sometimes I feel like you don't listen when I talk. You just conclude for me. Simba turned, holding a wooden spoon. Conclude? No, I finish your sentences because I know you so well. I understand you more than you understand yourself. That is love. Nala replied sadly, but it doesn't feel like love. It feels like you are cutting me off. Simba smirked. Nala, you like to complain. If I ignore you, you will cry that I don't care. If I know you too well, you will say I am controlling. What exactly do you want? Nala's lips trembled. I just want to feel heard. You are heard. Right now, I am hearing you. But what you are saying is unnecessary. Nala froze, then nodded slowly. Maybe you are right. Her friends also saw her struggle and tried to pull her back. Asha noticed the change first. One Saturday, Nala came to her apartment for their usual girls' catch-up. Asha poured her Fanta and leaned forward. Nala, let me ask you, are you truly happy? Nala smiled. Of course. Simba loves me too much. That is why he is strict sometimes. Strict? Asha repeated. Love is not a prison gate. A man can love you and still let you breathe. Nala smiled awkwardly. You don't get it. He's just protective. Zuri, who had been quiet, finally spoke. Nala, open your eyes. Just so you know, you will first see signs before you see wonders. Nala's smile froze. What does that mean? Zuri sighed deeply and explained. It means all these little things you are brushing aside. They are signs. You think marriage will change him? No, it will only magnify who he already is. Wonders will come, but not the kind of American wonders you are expecting. Asha nodded in agreement. We are not against you, Nala. We just don't want you to suffer later. Nala's eyes welled up. Why can't you people just be happy for me? For a very long time, you've prayed